Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Smartron. In today's video I'm going to talk about 15 days study plan for NEET examination. Moving on with the first point, the most important things to do for your preparation in NEET in the upcoming 15 days. So guys, it's time for the final intense hard work. There is no option for you guys left other than hard work because you have to give the final blow. Do not waste any time. Time is very precious and very limited. You have only 15 days time left in your hand to prepare for your NEET examination. Try to utilize maximum of your time in a day. If you consider you have to take 6 hours of sleep for minimum, you still have around 12 to 14 hours of time left in your hand to prepare for your examination, keeping in hand the time for your baths, uh, meals and etc. and all other stuffs. Now coming to the next point, read only those portions which are most important. Do not waste your time in reading the whole book. Many of the students think that if I am done with the syllabus, if I read everything, I will be able to crack NEET. But no guys, you are going wrong. Read only those portions, analyze the previous year questions and try to understand which are the portions which might be more important, which are more necessary, and also you should focus more on those topics in which you are weak and try to prepare them better. Study from the notes and not from the heavy books. I am very sure that many of the students who are preparing for NEET are studying somewhere in some institute or under some guidance, and they must have provided you very good notes. So do follow them. Do not dive into the fat books. I know many of the students have a tendency to dive into the fat books and try to learn more and more new things, but no guys, that's not gonna work. You have to make your work precise, you have to make it crisp, and for that you have to go through the notes, because if you keep on reading the book it will take a lot of time, and there are many portions which you really don't need for your NEET examination. Okay, coming to the next point, be thorough with the NCERT. Well, this year NCERT based questions are much expected, and as CBSE conducts this examination, so 95 to 98% of the questions will be directly from NCERT. So be very thorough with the NCERT, and keep one thing in mind: giving NEET examination does not only mean being good in biology, you have to be equally good in physics and chemistry, because many students think that I am good at biology and I will crack NEET very easily, but no guys, you have to sit for the exam for three subjects, and all the three subjects are very important, especially physics. They look into the student how good that person is in physics, and then comes the chemistry. Physics is the subject which breaks the tie. I mean, let me take an example. You are a student who has got 240 marks, and there is another student who has got same marks, that is 240. So how will they decide who will go above in the rank and who will come down in the rank? So that tie is broken first by physics, then chemistry, then negative marking, then unattempted, and there are a lot of procedures of breaking the breaking the tie. So focus on physics and chemistry very much. Do not only focus on biology. Yes, biology is definitely important, but you have to keep in mind that physics and chemistry are equally important. Okay, coming to the next point, never lose hope and avoid any kind of distractions and demotivations. A lot of people will tell you that only 15 days are left and you have not yet done anything, and you might get demotivated. So I suggest you do not listen to them. The day when you will crack NEET and you will show them your rank, your AIR, that person will tell you that yes, I was wrong. So never lose hope. and avoid any kind of distractions. Guys, it's only a matter of 15 days, so I think you guys can easily stop yourselves from using Facebook, Snapchat, and all other social media stuffs. Even if it is possible, you can just shut down your internet connection for the upcoming 15 days till your NEET examination. And finally, take adequate amount of sleep, because sleep is very important, because we have to allow our neurons to repair themselves and let them grow. For that, sleep is very important. You cannot pass sleepless nights throughout this 15 days time, then you are spoiling everything. Okay, so moving to the next part, I will be talking about those students who have studied very well throughout the year and are very confident to crack NEET. Okay, so guys, congratulations. I would first of all congratulate you that you had the mindset to prepare yourself very well for NEET examinations throughout the year without letting any lose. So guys, I would like to tell you that it is the time for you guys to give in the final blow. This is the time you will put in all your efforts and all your hard works in action and bring about the magic. Well, this is the time where you will be doing last minute rigorous practice and revisions of the topics which you have forgotten. I'm very sure, even though you have done a very good preparation throughout the year, there are quite a lot number of topics which you have forgotten. So focus more on them and try to revise them as much as you can and apply them while practicing MCQs. Now, time is a big factor. You have to complete 180 questions in only 3 hours. That is, you are getting a minute for every questions, which is quite a very short time. So try to practice as much MCQs possible and try to master over time. Like, time management is very important. You have to manage time. I will be suggesting some tips about time management later on in the video, so be with the video till the end. Next point is getting yourself accustomed to the exam and exam pattern. This is also very important. By giving mock tests, the more you give mock tests, the more you get accustomed to the exam pattern. And I would also suggest you to give the examination during the scheduled time of the actual examination. The actual examination is supposed to be held around 9 to 9:30, so try to give the mock test at that time only when you are practicing at home. Try to manage an atmosphere which is quite equivalent to the exam atmosphere and try to sit for the mock test at that time. Strengthen the topics in which you are good. Many students have those topics which they are good, like many students are very good in physics, many students are good in chemistry, many students are even good in biology as well. So try to reach the level of perfection in the subjects which you are good at. Try to read the required stuffs from the notes, as I said earlier, and I'm saying it again. Do not waste time in browsing big fat books. Like most of the students, like not many students, I will say most of the students have the tendency of reading fat books. I don't know why, but they intend to read fat books. But guys, I would request you, rather I would tell you to not go into those fat books, because those fat books are distractions. You will get to know new stuffs, and those new stuffs will actually distract you, and it might happen that the things which you know, you will forget them as well. So do not waste time in browsing fat books, rather get directly to the NCRT and just be accustomed to NCRT, because 95% of the paper is going to be situated within NCRT, not beyond that. Practice as much as MCQ as possible, as I told earlier as well, and do not take it for granted that biology will only give you the rank. Yes, many students think that biology is all, but no, physics and chemistry is equally important. I said it earlier as well. Do not give any mock test one day before the examination, because by any chance, let me assume you are prepared very well, you are confident enough, and you will be cracking NEET for sure. But still, there might be a situation that you fail to secure good marks in the mock test one day before the NEET examination. So that will demotivate you a lot. So avoid that as much as possible, and do not attempt anything. Just go with the notes and just revise the stuffs which you require, and that's all. And sleep as early as possible. Eat healthy food and good food, and then sleep and wake up early in the morning and just go and give the examination. Do not take much of stress. So now talking about the students who have studied only for boards throughout the year and want to crack NEET. Well, guys, it's time for real action. You have to put in all your efforts and hard work into it. Such kind of hard work, the hard work should reach that level which you have not yet given till date in your life, because it's all about your career, your future, and your dream. And you definitely have committed some mistakes in past, but that should not reflect in future. So you have to put in all your efforts and hard work into it. Focus more on class 11, because I am very sure as you have prepared only for boards, you are not very accustomed with class 11th. So focus much on class 11, because there is almost a 55 to 45% ratio, or even at times 50-50 ratio between class 11th and class 12th stuff. As you have prepared for boards and you are quite good in class 12th section, so I would rather suggest you to focus more on 11th. Try to practice as many MCQs as possible. This applies for everybody. Focus equally on every subject. Yes, this is the mistake which everybody makes who prepare for board. They do not focus on the subjects like physics and chemistry. They think, I'm going to become a doctor, why should I read physics and chemistry? But no, guys, the examination equally checks how good you are at in physics and chemistry. Practice as much as sample papers as possible. Go through the previous year question papers and give mock tests as much as possible. I know time is limited and you have to go through a lot of hard work, but guys, after all, it's the matter of your own career, so you have to. So just dive in and do the hard work. Strengthen topics in which you are good and try to reach the level of perfection at it. I said it before as well, also for the students who have studied throughout the year for NEET, and this applies to the students who have not studied for NEET and for the boards as well. Try to read the required stuff from notes and do not waste time in browsing fat books, as I said earlier as well. Now comes the exam tips. Well, guys, your examination is going to be of 3 hours. You have to answer 180 questions and the total marks will be 720, where the division of marks is 360 of biology, 180 of physics, and 180 of chemistry. Now, I would suggest you guys to plan the exam time wisely. 3 hours of time, very limited time, so plan it wisely. I would suggest a plan to you as well. So what I suggest is divide your time into 4 parts. First part will be consisting of 45 minutes. In this 45 minutes, you have to complete the full biology sections, that is the 90 questions in this 45 minutes. Why only 45 minutes? Because guys, all of you know that the biology subject is very informative, and as you look into the question, you can directly tick or fill up the bubble of the right answer. You do not require much of calculations and thinking. Two of the chapters are there which requires calculation. One is uh, the evolution chapter, and second is the principle of inheritance and variation chapter. These are the only two chapters from which you can expect calculation, and there will be not more than 5 to 6 questions amongst those 90 questions from biology where you have to solve mathematically. So try to finish your biology portion in 45 minutes and do not invest more time in it, because you have to think about physics, which is quite a big challenge for most of the students who are preparing for NEET. Then comes the second part. That second part comprises of 1 hour. In this 1 hour, complete the full chemistry portion. Chemistry is a very interesting subject where you will get a lot of theoretical questions as well as a lot of mathematical questions where you will be given to calculate, like many questions from mole concept, many questions from thermodynamics, many questions from equilibrium, and many questions from chemical kinetics consist of calculations, mathematical calculations. There you have to invest a lot of time. But portions like organic chemistry, portions like um, P block, D block, S block, there you do not require much of time. You can just look at the question, and if it is in your head, you can directly answer the question. So do not invest more than 1 hour's time in chemistry. So 1 hour 45 minutes of your 3 hours time is over. You have only 1 hour 15 minutes time in your hand. So the upcoming 1 hour you have to invest for physics. Yes, why I am keeping the physics in last, because if you start doing physics at the beginning and by any chance you miss out time in it and take more than 1 hour's time in doing physics, you will be panic stricken. You will think that you have a short of time and you will spoil the whole examination. So first of all, do the biology, then chemistry, and then at last do the physics. Though physics is very important, but it requires a lot of patience and cool mind. So keep it at last, so that at least if physics is not going good, physics, chemistry, and biology will take the lead. Now coming to the final point, the last 15 minutes of the examination, the most important time of your life, the most important time. In these 15 minutes, okay, we can take plus minus 15 minutes, because it might happen that you spend 2 to 3 minutes more time, or you are advanced in time and you get 17 to 18 minutes time in your hand. So in this plus minus 15 minutes of time, you have to revise the whole question paper and each and every answer that you have marked. Revision is very important, because it might have happened that you have marked something wrong, or maybe you have left, you have calculated the question and you know the answer, but you have forgotten to mark the bubble in your answer script. So that will be a huge penalty for you, which you do not deserve. So be very careful and do proper revision. It might happen you have calculated something wrong, you have assumed something wrong and marked something wrong. You still have the option to change it, correct it. One more tip that I would like to give you, that is, you will be given with four bubbles, 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D will be the options. So whenever you are filling up the bubbles and you know the answer, do not completely fill it up in this way. And if you are filling it up in this way, you are losing the option to correct it. But if you just go and give a dot here like this, then later on, if you feel that this option is not going good, then you can just erase it and fill this one up, or maybe this one up. So this will help you a lot. Corrections will be easier in the examination. Okay, moving on to the next point, try to avoid making mistakes as much as possible. Try to make less number of wrong answers, because you have to stay aware of the negative marking scheme. You might have the knowledge and maybe you deserve a good rank in NEET examination, but these mistakes, these silly mistakes which most of the people make, brings their rank way down and lets many students go above you just because of your these mistakes. So try to avoid as much mistakes as you can and avoid negative marking, because If you are not attempting a question, then you are losing 4 marks. But if you are marking something wrong, you are losing 5 marks. So that is quite a lot big deal when you are sitting for NEET examination, and the total number of students sitting for this examination is more than 10 lakhs. But I would also suggest you another thing. Many of the students might think it to be wrong, but I think it is correct. If you are stuck between two options and you know either of them are correct and you are very sure about that, do think it for a while and mark an option wisely. Do not leave it. If you leave it, you are losing 4 marks. If you are making it wrong, you are losing 5 marks. And if you make it correct anyhow, you will get a plus 4 marks. So that is where you are gaining. And there is 50% chances of you to make it correct. So why not? Why will you not go with that option? And finally, I told you this thing before and I'm telling it to you once again, that is, do not forget to fill the bubble properly before you submit the answer script to the invigilator, because this kind of a situation might happen and it is very obvious. So do avoid all those situations and give your examination absolutely well. I hope this video helped you a lot, and if it did, so do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video down, and share this video with your friends and those students who are sitting for the NEET examination and are really interested and want to become doctors in their life. Also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe, because subscription gives us a lot of motivation and we can come up with fresh contents for you guys. So best of luck for your NEET examination. Keep studying, keep working hard, and do the best as you can. Goodbye.